everybody always asks me, what was it like working at Death Row? What was it like working at Death Row? Crazy as fuck. No, not for real, but yeah, it really was crazy as fuck. Crazy as fuck and fun as fuck. You know, I mean, because it was like at a time where we almost wasn't supposed to be there, but we were there type of thing. You know, it was one of those, like, what the hell is these niggas doing? Straight out. Let me not even cut the shit. What is these niggas doing on Wilshire, in Westwood, in the high rise, on the top floor, and all that floor is the niggas? You know what I mean? At that time, it was like, wow. You know what I mean? Especially from where Death Row had started at, from the Solar building and going there and everybody grinding and, me on the outside looking in and just seeing all these different artists and, the way they were and, because I already knew Dre. I already had a relationship with Dre. I knew Dre from back in the days. Like everybody know. If you don't know, let me repeat it. Years ago when I was like about 13, 14, when Dr. Dre was with the World Class Wrecking Crew. He had this song called Dr. Dre. Look it up. You should be able to Google it, find it. But anyway, me and my best friend Kim, we were there with Dre when he was doing it, and it's actually me and her are the people that's going we like Dr. Dre. That's us. That was actually us in the background doing that shit. I ain't finna tell y'all how many years ago, cause then I'll be letting y'all in on my age, but you already know. I was younger. I'm younger than Dre. I can't say that, but yeah, we did that. So already had like a relationship with Dre, and I was cool with E too. So when Dre was transitioning, going over to Death Row, I ran into Dre. Well, no, actually, before he left Ruthless, I had seen Dre out, and he was like, "What's up, Shell? What can I do for you?" And I was like, "You know what, Dre? It ain't about what you can do for me. Won't you do something for Jewel? Um, Put Jewel out." So he took Jewel to the studio with him and NWA, and that's when Jewel did that. I'd rather fuck with you. Yeah, that's when Jewel did that. So, and it was on the NWA album. So, anyway, long story short, when Dre left Ruthless, he took Jewel with him, and they became Death Row Records. So, like I said, just to see all those artists like Warren, Snoop, you had Jewel, you had Rage, you had RBX, you had the DOC was over there. You just had so many hungry artists in one place putting shit down, and it was like everybody just couldn't wait to get it in. And I can remember Snoop when Dre had a party at his house in Calabasas. Because, okay, for one, y'all, everybody that talks this big shit and everybody, oh, I live in Calabasas, I live in Calabasas. I just want to let you know, Dr. Dre and Easy E has been doing Calabasas since the early 90s or maybe the late 80s. So they've been rocking Calabasas for everybody else. I'm in Calabasas. No, they rock Calabasas. Easy E killed the pool parties, the wet and wild pool parties. Oh my God. Y'all don't understand what. That's a whole nother segment. I'll talk to y'all later about that. Let me know. See, I'm getting off subject. Let me get a drink. Hold tight. So, Dre had a party at his house in Calabasas, and everybody was just chilling there, was playing music, and Snoop was sitting on the side of me, and Snoop always had this humble personality, especially when he first came out as a young boy. Just always kind of his same personality he is now, just really meek. And he just, every song that came on, Snoop just freestyle to it. It was just like he was just so dope. Like the shit was just in his head, just coming out. And it was like he was throwing the shit up. You know what I mean? It was just crazy. So when it came together, it was like butter almost. When the fucking Chronic album before it hit the streets, just hearing it in the studio and just, I was like, OM fucking G. This is finna kill the streets. When you had, back then you used to have the cassette tape before people, and I had the music, and people didn't know what I was playing. It was like, oh my god. So the first single ended up being G Thing. So I just had left from auditioning for the movie Dead Homies. So for you guys that haven't seen this movie called Dead Homies, I'm in Dead Homies. I play the sister. So the girl with the hair and the flying up and all that shit. You hear me. You know my voice. My voice never changed. I told you I had the same voice at 3. So you'll know it's me. I was in the movie Dead Homies, and I just came. Well, actually, I hadn't filmed the movie yet. I just came from the audition, and the part that I went for was supposed to be a gangbanger gangbanger guy's girlfriend. So that's why in G Thing video you see me. I have the Janet Jackson dookie braids with the red rag around my head and the red rag tied in my belt, my Guess jeans belt loop, and a red rag shirt because I was supposed to be being a gangbanger girl's girlfriend. So that's why I had on all that red shit. I wasn't representing the hood. I just had it on because I just can't. Matter of fact, if you look closely in the video of G Thing, you see I'm holding a paper in my hand. The paper is actually the script from me auditioning. Because I ended up talking to Suge, and he was like, hey, we're filming the video. Come up here. So I just rolled up there right after I had left from, auditioning. So when I got there, it was the lowrider scene. And not really if you're from Compton or if you're known to be around people that have lowriders and shit like that. One thing about lowriders is if a lowrider come down the street and you know that he has hops on his shit, the first thing you do is say boom, boom, till that nigga hit something. That means nigga make your car go up and down. So when Dre and them came down the thing, that's why you notice in the crowd, I'm the only one telling Dre and them, hit the switch, nigga, hit the switch. So that was my little part in G Thing video. So pretty much I had went on tour with them when they had did the tour. And I had met Lior from Def Jam, and he was talking about hiring me to work for Def Jam West. So I was gonna work there, but then out of nowhere, Suge called like, Relative, fuck that. You don't come work for us. Woo, 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 woo. So next thing you know, Suge hired me at Death Row, and he was like, and he let me bring friends with me. I got at least about 6 friends hired also. So, and nobody filled out a job application, so that was perfect. You know what I mean? And everybody took their part that they did. My part was I was more A&R promotions. I did A&R and promotions. And shouts out to my boy Kevin Black, because he took me out on that road and showed me what that promotion do. That nigga was a promotion genius. Yes, shout out to Kevin Black. But it was a lot of us there, and it was like a family. But then you had like Suge and his guys, which were all the ones that you see and you know about and the talk abouts on all the internet. I ain't finna name no names, but you know who the niggas was. So anyway, that little element would kind of bring in I'm not gonna lie, when I got dressed, I was feeling like, oh my God, I work in Wilshire. I can't wait to get to work. I'm 20 something years old. I got a prominent job. I'm in Westwood. I'm driving my car into valet. Hey, Miss Sanders. And people speaking to me, coming up the elevator, and I'm going in there. And then when you get in there, all you see is niggas talking about blood, 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 blood. I'm like, damn, it's like the fucking hood followed me to Wilshire. You know what I mean? So at some days that shit got on my nerves, like, damn, I don't want to see these niggas here. I want to be out on the field. I don't want to see them. But I can say it was a family because you had Snoop and his crew that would come through and corrupt and all them, and they be cuz, and it was like we was a peace treaty office. We had the Crips and the Bloods, and they were family. So if you fucked with one, it didn't matter if they was Crips or Bloods, you was going to get it from everybody. So that was the thing that I can say, it was a peace treaty label. You know what I mean? It did have that, the element of that. And it was like as the music started dropping and when Snoop's album dropped, it was like, so, and for you guys now, you don't know, you guys don't, you know we just hear you dropping an album. It's not an anticipation. Snoop's album had like an anticipation. Like people had bought copies of it before it even dropped. Like record stores had, said like, oh, okay, I want 100,000 of them now before it even came out. So Snoop's record had this big giant anticipation for his album to come out. And he did a boat party. That was the album release party. Man, it was so dope. It was no fights. Everybody came and different artists and shit and just playing. And all I can hear is do 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 do. I mean, if that shit was on. I'm just telling you, y'all have no idea. But anyway, it was really nice. We had a good time, and I could just say that it was really cool working at Death Row. But it had its up and downs. Just like working with anywhere. Where you go, one day is a good day at work, one day is a okay day at work. But I'm working for the the hottest record label at the time, the hottest artist, the hottest producer, the infamous CEO. It was a lot at the time. Then especially growing up, like I said, in Compton, and different people talking shit about them, and you got the haters, fuck them niggas, and da 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 da, and whoop de boop boop, and whoop whoop whoop, and it's just a lot. But I mean, I can't go back and change it, and I wouldn't change it. So it was cool working for Death Row. And if I have to go back again, yes, I would go back and work for Death Row. Yes, I would.